welcome back to the Expansion Pack, where we talk about video games, comic books, anime, and more. I'm Andy.
And I'm Reagan. Let's get into the news.
The LEGO video games have featured a number of franchises for the past decade. We've seen LEGO-fied video games based on Star Wars, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Indiana Jones, Marvel superheroes, Batman, and too many more to list. This year, however, The Incredibles will be getting a LEGO video game of their own. LEGO will be releasing toy sets based on the popular Disney Pixar franchise soon, but the package instruction manuals show evidence of an upcoming video game. The image says it will be releasing on PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and PC. Yet no announcement of the game has been made. We can only assume LEGO Incredibles will be released around the same time as The Incredibles 2 hits theater. It shouldn't be long until we see a trailer. That's a movie I'm actually really excited about. A sequel I'm actually excited about.
Super duper excited. Been long in the works.
Yes.
The creator of SimCity, Will Wright, has returned with a brand new game, and it is his first one in 10 years. At the Game Developers Conference, Wright revealed Proxy, a mobile game where players can create worlds out of their own memories. It isn't as complicated as it may sound. Players can select different topics that will take form of living worlds, evolving more and more over time. Unfortunately, the game is not ready to launch yet. However, Wright and his studio, Gallium Artists, are looking for additional help. With the help of Unity Connect, Wright and Gallium are launching the Proxy Art Challenge, where artists can submit creations of their own worlds for a chance to win a position at Gallium Artists.
That's awesome.
Pretty exciting.
Yeah.
The contest ends after May 14th, 2018, and 2 people will be flown to San Francisco to be interviewed for the job. Best of luck to all you ambitious developers.
Honestly. But before we went on our break, Nintendo released a 30-minute direct to announce a buffet of brand new games. To recap, the 3DS is getting a Luigi's Mansion remake, which I still have the original. Dark Souls is getting an amiibo, which is interesting. What are they going to choose? And Mario Tennis Aces is scheduled for release this summer. That's only scratching the surface of what was announced. However, the biggest piece of news didn't come until the very end of the Direct. Gamers rejoice! Smash Brothers is coming to Switch! As someone who really enjoys Smash Brothers, I'm really excited. It has a Switch, and the Inklings from Splatoon are the first newcomers to join the roster. The game is scheduled for a 2018 release, and yes,
thank goodness.
And yes, series creator Sakura is developing it with Hall Laboratory. Don't be surprised if you catch us playing this on air if the game reaches its target release window, of course. I'm excited.
I'm more than excited.
I know. A bunch of people in the studio are excited.
So excited. Since its announcement at PlayStation Experience 2017, many gamers have been wondering who will guest star in the upcoming Soul Calibur game coming out. Our questions were answered after a trailer was released by Bandai Namco last Thursday. Geralt of Rivia from the Witcher series will be fighting alongside Mitsurgi, Nightmare, and Ivy. His fighting style will mix his sword fighting abilities with magic and potions, just like his fighting style in the Witcher games. CD Projekt Red had been teasing about Geralt joining another game for a couple weeks prior, so for some gamers this comes as a big surprise, while others not so much. Past Soul Calibur guests have included Darth Vader, Yoda, Link from The Legend of Zelda, and even Todd McFarlane's Spawn, which is neither here nor there. It'll be interesting to see if Geralt will be the only guest character or if we'll see additional combatants in the future. There's always DLC.
Back in February, we reported an announcement from Sega about a new Sonic game. Well, over the break, a panel was hosted at South by Southwest where 3 major Sonic announcements were made. First, Sonic Mania is getting a retail release in the form of Sonic Mania Plus, which will include additional playable characters and new game modes. Second, an animated miniseries titled Sonic Mania Adventures will be released on YouTube, running 5 episodes long. However, the most mysterious news occurred at the end of the panel as a teaser titled Top Secret was shown. But not much is known. All we can assume from the lights, this roaring motors, is that Sonic is getting a new racing game. The question now, will it be more like Stellar, Sonic, and Sega All-Star Racings, or the infamous Sonic R? Who knows?
I have no idea.
Sonic is Sonic, and he's gonna go fast even if it involves a car.
Super fast in a car. Electronic Arts has been facing backlash regarding Star Wars Battlefront 2 for quite some time now. However, gamers could possibly change their tune soon. Instead of the system relying on loot boxes, players will be able to level up by playing the game. revolutionary maybe.
Wow.
Players will be awarded skill points that can be used to upgrade star cards. As for loot boxes, they will only contain cosmetic items, and you can purchase them using in-game credits or by purchasing the premium currency. In other words, Battlefront 2, which is a video game, will now function like a video game.
Congratulations.
Good job. Good job. The update took effect as of yesterday, and more content is planned to roll out in the coming weeks.
Good job. You
Finally.
did it. The FBI is assisting the fighting game tournament EVO 2018 because of a mass shooting threat posted on Twitch by an anonymous user. Joy Kohler, the director of EVO, spared no time in contacting the FBI and Twitch when he was made aware of the threat after professional Street Fighter player Chris Tatarian expressed his worries about the insignificant amount of security at tournaments over Twitter. This threat was treated with the utmost importance, not only because there will be around 100,000 people attending the EVO over 3 days, but also because the site of the championship is Las Vegas Mandalay Bay Hotel, which was the same location of last October's mass shooting at the Route 91 Harvest Music Festival. Kohler addressed the situation through a tweet and said, "We are aware of the threat that was made against EVO 2018 and have contacted the FBI and Twitch regarding this matter. We take this very seriously and they will be punished to the full extent of the law." That's good. And
Yeah, good.
Good to take threats seriously, really.
The retail giant Toys R Us is shutting down all of its U.S. stores after failing to pull itself out of bankruptcy.
Rest in peace.
This toy store chain was already barely staying afloat last September when they initially filed for bankruptcy after being $5 billion in debt.
Oh, that's a lot.
That's a lot. The holiday season was meant to turn the company around, but the public's reaction to their bankruptcy only further devastated the retailer because they decided to take their business elsewhere during that crucial time. It also did not help that the final nail in the Toys R Us coffin was thanks to Amazon, Walmart, and Target, the Toy Stars chain's biggest competitors, because of their enormous discounts offered online and in-store that the company could not match. It also did not help that the retailer underestimated the amount of inventory that its competitors would have left near the end of the holiday season. Toys R Us had grown used to customers turning to them once there were no more toys left at other stores. But the decline in toy sales and increased reliability of online purchases no longer made them the only available option. David Brandon, the CEO of the Toy Store chain, made a menacing remark in the conference call to staff about the store's closing, where he stated that the customers who gave their money to its competitors will all live to regret what's happening here. Brandon is not the only one suffering because the shutting down of all of the Toys R Us stores in the US will leave up to 33,000 Americans without a job. It is likely that this decision will also cause its stores in France, Spain, Poland, and Australia to close, which would make thousands of more people unemployed. For now, Toys R Us's next step is to work on its liquidation process. Rest in peace, Toys R Us.
Rest in peace, Toys R Us, and I hope those people that do lose those jobs get a job soon. It's really hard right now. But earlier this month, we found out that Hero 27 in Overwatch is indeed Torbjorn's daughter, which we thought was Bridget, but it's Brigitte? Brigitte? That's how she pronounces it, and it shocked a lot of people. And many of us were able to guess the correct pronunciation of her name before the heroine herself in the original video said it. So that's why we're confused, and we kind of were like, is this how you say it? But
Sure.
Luckily the wait is finally over, and Brigitte, I think that's how you say it, it's really hard for us to say it, who was formerly only playable in the PTR mode, has officially been released into regular gameplay after Blizzard made some adjustments as of yesterday, March 20th. Blizzard has also released several different skins for the new support hero, and her abilities include Rocket Flail, Repair Pack, Whip Shot, Barrier Shield, and Shield Bash, and Rally. But also I wanted to mention one thing. We wanted to give a huge shout out to the streamer Ninja. He actually he broke the streamer individual record of having the most views at one time by having the rapper Drake. I think Travis Scott was on there, and a bunch of other people joining his stream. So honestly, having him as someone on the platform for Twitch to be the co-star or the face of it is awesome, and congratulations to him. But that's all we have for this week in news.
So stay tuned for Matt and his comic segment.
Stick around.
Today, when you have multiple devices at your fingertips, wouldn't it be great if you could run the software you need on all of them? Well, now you can. UCF Apps is a new and innovative way for you to access the applications that you need to get your coursework done from any PC, Mac, tablet, or smartphone. For more information or to give your input on UCF Apps, go to apps.ucf.edu. What are you waiting for? Start using UCF Apps today.
Do you like sports? Do you like reading about sports? Then we got a sports blog just for you. Stay on my peripherals. That's not far. Hitting the field.
The first student-run sports blog.
For sports fans.
By sports fans.
See, it's all about the product shot.
Where do you want me to stand?
Don't talk though. I want them to see the whole.
Hitting the field. We cover football. We cover basketball. And so much more.
He's out. By sports reporters and Meech.
What up? Watch the show and read the sports blog. Hitting the
Field.
Today, when you have multiple devices at your fingertips, wouldn't it be great if you could run the software you need on all of them? Well, now you can. UCF Apps is a new and innovative way for you to access the applications that you need to get your coursework done from any PC, Mac, tablet, or smartphone. For more information or to give your input on UCF Apps, go to apps.ucf.edu. What are you waiting for? Start using UCF Apps today.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Expansion Pack's Comic News. I'm Matthew Salavaria. Let's get started. Our first story today will take us with the fastest men alive, Barry Allen and Wally West, as they prepare for their face-off in the up-and-coming Flash War. In this comic, Barry and Wally's disagreements come to an explosive head as the acts of the past may ultimately doom the future. We have a tweet from writer Joshua Williamson's page showing a sneak peek into the artwork for the comic done by Howard Porter. The image shows the raw emotion that these two heroes emit throughout their ordeal. Keeping with DC, we go to the recently announced relaunch of our beloved Justice League. This relaunch will have the team roster return as we remember them from the animated series, with the addition of Cyborg and Aquaman. This new series will show our favorite heroes tested by their bonds of loyalty, as one of their own will turn to the dark side. As for who that may be, you will have to wait until the relaunch on June 20th to find out. With the long-awaited Incredibles 2 movie, Dark Horse Comics has announced that they will be releasing a 3-issue miniseries tie-in for the film that will be coming into theaters June 15th. The fact that Dark Horse is publishing this comic is somewhat interesting, seeing that Disney has their own comic company called Marvel. But hey, I don't make the rules. The miniseries promises an intimate look into the Incredible family life as both Mr. and Mrs. Incredible on new jobs, and the tiniest member, Jack, embraces his new powers to torment his siblings. And now to our weekly recommendation, where we go over comics both old and new that you should be reading right now. With Thanos' up-and-coming invasion of Earth in Avengers Infinity War, it's time to look up the generals that will be leading this invasion, the Black Order. The Black Order made their debut in 2013's New Avengers issue number 8. This debut was a lead-in to the event comic recommendation of today, Infinity. This comic comprises of Thanos and his army led by the Black Order invading Earth in search of the Infinity Stones. The Black Order split off, with Black Dwarf fighting Black Panther, Ebony Maw fighting Strange, Clovis Glaive and Supergiant going off against the X-Men, and Proxima Midnight battling Namor. This event comic is a great introduction to each one of the Black Order and their powers. Make sure to read Infinity before hitting up Avengers Infinity War April 27th. And now to our pull list for today. We have Green Lanterns number 42, Batman number 43, Justice League number 41, Nightwing number 41, Miss Marvel number 28, Spider-Gwen number 30, The Mighty Thor number 705, Runaways number 7, and Star Wars number 45. That's all for today's comic news. We'll be back with more of the expansion pack right after this. Stick around.
Like sports? Do you like reading about sports? Then we got a sports blog just for you. Stay on my peripherals. That's not fun. Hitting the field.
The first student-run sports blog.
For sports fans.
By sports fans.
See, it's all about the product shot.
Where do you want me to stand?
Don't talk though, I want them to see the whole.
Hitting the field. We cover football. We cover basketball. And so much more.
He's out! By sports reporters and Meech.
What up? Watch the show and read the sports blog. Hitting
the field!
Today, when you have multiple devices at your fingertips, wouldn't it be great if you could run the software you need on all of them? Well, now you can. UCF Apps is a new and innovative way for you to access the applications that you need to get your coursework done from any PC, Mac, tablet, or smartphone. For more information or to give your input on UCF Apps, go to apps.ucf.edu. What are you waiting for? Start using UCF Apps today. Today, when you have multiple devices at your fingertips, wouldn't it be great if you could run the software you need on all of them? Well, now you can. UCF Apps is a new and innovative way for you to access the applications that you need to get your coursework done from any PC, Mac, tablet, or smartphone. For more information or to give your input on UCF Apps, go to apps.ucf.edu. What are you waiting for? Start using UCF Apps today.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Expansion Pack. We're about to start talking about something that's near and dear to our hearts, video games and remasterings, and how we feel about all that. I'm here with my lovely panelists today.
Hi.
I have the couch today. I'm Andy.
Andy, and?
I'm Ty.
Ty.
Hi. I haven't been here in a while.
That's okay.
It's
Welcome
okay.
back. Always great to have you. Okay, so let's get into it, since
Yes.
I know we have a lot to talk about.
We do.
Definitely.
So recently we've seen a lot of remastering of our fan favorite games, different ones throughout the years. How do we feel about remasters in general?
Well, it kind of solves more or less of the issue that we have with video game preservation, because now that we're making the move to having video games digitally and stuff, there's also the, what do you call it, the unsettling power that companies have, where they can just pull your favorite video game off the store anytime they please. Like, the Deadpool video game has been pulled about 2 or 3 times now. And Transformers Devastation was pulled without any announcement from Activision.
Right.
So in a way, doing a remaster of a favorite game is a good way of kind of preserving that. The only thing that you lose is like the, what do you call it? The authenticity of what the graphics were like back then.
Yeah,
so.
but I'm one of those people where certain remasters I'm totally on board for, and certain remasters I'm not about, and it could just be because, like you said, like the authenticity of me playing it as a kid and dealing with the 90s graphics and like triangle boobs and Tomb Raider and like Tomb Raider, you know?
Yeah.
And then it's taking the game and then just making it, if it still has the same game mechanics, still the same story, like it still feels the same, I'm okay in just updating the graphics. I don't want to see, like with Spyro, like I don't want to see my cartoony Spyro be made into like a real life Game of Thrones Spyro, like dragon. Like that would be weird to me.
Or some ugly pug amalgamation of a dragon.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Like I wouldn't want something like that. But remasters, it's one of those things that it's a hit or miss. And are they doing it to make money because the studio needs money and they know that they have this franchise in the back of their hands?
Yeah, you could say the same thing about Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah,
like the Insane Trilogy. Me, I'm in love with the Insane Trilogy because I played...
It was good. It was great.
Like, I played the originals like crazy when I was a kid.
Same.
So, to see it brought to life in 4K and modern graphics and stuff...
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah, like, I was on...
But they didn't do too much to the graphics to make it seem like that's not Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah. Like, they managed... I remember when I started playing the Insane Trilogy, the first thing in my head was, if I was to redesign all 3 games, this is exactly how I would do it.
Yeah.
The animation was gorgeous, and it felt like I was still playing the exact same game, just a little bit prettier.
Yeah.
Right.
But,
so when it comes to these remasters, though, is it because they're running out of ideas, and so they're going back to the things that they know will sell?
I think when it's kind of like how movies are. I think movies are running out of ideas, and so they keep rebooting.
Same way with musicals, how it was until Lin-Manuel Miranda came along. It was all what we call soundtrack musicals, with
like,
The Lion King and Mamma Mia. All these things, they're just taking things that are already there and
like
putting
American
them in.
Idiot, where they did the Green Day musical. It's literally just taking an album that's already been made, the music's done, you just have to make a story out of it, right?
Right.
yeah.
And that's how it was with movies, where they're just rebooting things. But the difference between video games and movies is that video games have not been around as long as movies have been around. Movies have been around a lot longer, so the original ideas have kind of been done. And to me, there's not really an original idea left unless like you have to dig.
There isn't.
Yeah, you have to dig deep for it. So with video games, like to me, remastering is either it's poor planning, or they don't have enough people on their staff to kind of come up with the ideas.
You see, I see it in 2 different ways. Of like, for starters, the thing with a remaster is you're tapping into gamers, and we have this constant sense of nostalgia.
Yeah,
Like, we would love to go back and play Game A or Game B.
Like, we still keep our old consoles. We keep all our portable gaming devices. Like, we haven't. We keep these things because we still love those games.
Here.
But they still also run, and that's the thing. Like, I can, like, Luigi's Mansion is being remastered for 3DS.
And not
I
for
still have
Switch.
that game. Yeah, but I still have that game. I can still go play it if I want to. Or like Smash Brothers, like I'm still on Melee. Like I don't like Brawl.
Melee.
I'm like I don't mind Brawl, but I didn't like Brawl. I didn't like the Wii U version. I just, to me, it was like Melee is that one.
Yeah.
And if they were ever to remaster Melee, it would just be like, why? What's the point? You can't really do that.
Yeah. The other point I was trying to make, though, aside from just tapping into the sense of nostalgia and making a bunch of money, the money used from the money you've made off that remaster could also be used to fund upcoming original stuff. So I'm in full support of that. I even tweeted Activision, look, I will pay $60 for Crash Bandicoot Remaster. Sure enough, E3 2016 comes out, Sean Lane walks on stage, I scream into my phone, my mom's like, what the heck are you doing?
That's how I was with Spyro, and I like went and I like was like, Mama, like they're remaking
I'm like, Mom,
Spyro.
you don't understand. This is 20 years in the making right here.
It's because it's so nostalgic to us, but with that, when is it a good time to let things slide?
I think there needs to be a time frame, honestly. If
in 20 years they were to try to remake Crash Bandicoot again, would you be okay with that? I mean, you love it.
I would definitely be okay with it because of how long it's been.
Right.
And it's interesting you brought that up because when it comes to the lifespan of a game and how long it's been between sequels, there are 2 franchises that immediately come to mind. Call of Duty, because there's a new one every year.
Every year.
Every 6 months.
Like,
it used to be.
Yeah, like when Black Ops 4 was announced and I brought it up to you guys, I'm like, are we even going to cover this?
No.
Like, this is every year. And then Final Fantasy is the other one, specifically because of like the titles, and when I look at the stories, I'm like, did you really need to slap Final Fantasy's name on there? Like, couldn't you have made an original game out of it?
I can understand with like Final Fantasy, certain games being remastered, taking like the old graphics and making it into the beautiful because
with 7.
Final Fantasy has beautiful art style in my opinion.
It does.
And that's what I think that it's okay with. But there's like certain things that like going back to the time thing, like we need a certain time period. Like I don't want a Black Ops remastered right now. No, like Black Ops just
Modern
the
Warfare
first Black
2's
Ops
remaster's coming soon apparently. I don't know why.
But it's been so Modern Warfare 2 came out what in 2008, 7?
I want to say 11. Maybe.
11? Oh, I think you're right. So I think
maybe.
I'm getting confused with something.
So it's not long enough.
It's not long enough. Whereas like Spyro games, like the original the three came out in the 90s.
And it was
2000s?
like the first one came out in 98 and then the third one was maybe 2000, 2001. And the thing with Spyro 2 is that after Insomniac went on to make Ratchet and Clank, we got almost every Spyro game to come out was either lukewarm reception or it was just bad.
I have every single Spyro game, every single one. I love that game to death, and that's like my Crash to you.
Yeah.
Right.
And I still have, as much as I love it, I still have like that where certain games I'm like, I don't like, it's not Spyro, it's not what I wanted.
Would you be okay with spin-offs instead of a remaster?
It all depends. Like Kingdom Hearts, I have a love-hate relationship with. Like to me, Kingdom Hearts ended in 2005 when the second one came out.
Yes, I agree with
Everything that came out afterwards, I'm like, Birth by Sleep. You're just tacking on refrigerator magnets now.
Yeah, it's something like, because then it would be like on the 3DS, or like for the DS, it was on the DS first, and then it was like, they did like different platforms for each 2.5
And then there's 2.5 HD remix, final hyper mode.
And they even remastered 1 and 2 recently. They remastered Kingdom Hearts like the past year. They remastered Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, I believe, because of the release.
That's just excessive.
They did it because they didn't release. They haven't released 3 yet because they kept backing it up, and now we're finally gonna get it this year, hopefully.
That's why I feel so bad for Square Enix fans, because at that point I would have felt like Square was giving me the middle finger by putting out all these spin-offs and side stories, because it's like, no, I want 3.
Just
give me 3. I don't care.
Give me what I want.
Or tell me which one is Kingdom Hearts 3. That'd be much more easier.
Which one is it? Which one of these 20 that you just made?
Yeah. So, and with everyone being so excited about Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm like, I don't know what to tell you guys.
Honestly, the story to me, I've never got into Kingdom Hearts 3 all that much, so the story to me is very confusing. It's hard to follow. I don't know
There's like 20 different plots.
I just ignored it. I still have 1 and 2, and I kind of just ignored
the rest
in between because I just don't care.
There.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put the effort into it, to be honest.
Who knows when we'll see it?
Who knows when we'll see it, but definitely there's been a lot of remasters, and I don't think it'll stop anytime soon, really. It's kind of a fallback for the game industry right now. But that's about all the time that we have to talk about it today.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll come up in the future as we move forward. We'll be talking about it on the news.
One more thing real quick.
Real quick.
Hashtag Crash for Smash.
No!
Yes.
No. Throwing pillows and everything, but we'll see you guys next week. Make sure to check us out on social media at The Expansion Pack. Bye, guys.